Now, if you're a fan of BBC One's Strictly Come Dancing, then the chances are you're going to love the theatre production. It's called Strictly Confidential, which heads to De Montfort Hall tonight. It's directed by the judge Craig Revel Horwood, and of course the tour gives you the chance to get up close and personal with some of the stars of the show, including the likes of dancers Natalie Lowe and Ian Waite, who both join me live in the studio. Guys,
hello.
Lovely to have you on the show. This is quite exciting because, you know, I think up until a certain point, I didn't like the idea, wasn't keen on the fact that ballroom dancing just wasn't the thing to be done until Strictly came along, and then suddenly everybody loved ballroom dancing, didn't they, Natalie?
Yeah, I mean, actually it sort of reinvents itself every 10 years. There was Strictly Ballroom and Strictly Come Dancing 10 years before that, Strictly Ballroom the movie, and then Strictly Come Dancing 10 years later. And we're in our 10th anniversary now for this, and Strictly Ballroom's now coming out into the theatre. So as much as it wasn't recognised socially, now it is. Because
I think these things go in and out of fashion, don't they?
Yeah.
And something like ballroom dancing is something that's very social and it's a fun thing to do. And I think it goes in and out of fashion, and fortunately we're in fashion at the right time.
Yeah, just bear with me, Ian. For some reason I can't actually hear you. I'm not quite sure why that is. We might have to share a microphone. My sincere apologies for that, Ian. But we were just talking about it's become more fashionable, but it's with the likes of you guys really making it look really cool.
Well, we're with that and the help of the BBC, because they're always very forward-thinking and progressive and making it fresh and new every year, and that's why our ratings have been so good, because it's not, it's a fantastic format. It's a brilliant and some brilliant television making and producing, as well as lots of great talent. So we're really lucky to have those people on board.
How did you get involved in the show?
Yes. How did I get involved in the show? It was actually due to the fact that Brendan Cole split with Camilla Dallerup that I was on the show, which is... We don't actually say that on Strictly Confidential, but it's probably a really good story to talk about. No, but what happened was Brendan and Camilla split up during the first series of Strictly. And after that, I'd bumped into Camilla, and Camilla gave me a call saying, would you like to do some shows with me? And we danced together and did some shows. And she introduced me to the production and said, we'd like you to, and they said, we'd like you to audition for the second series. So that was my introduction into being on the second series.
And sort of the love for dance, where did that come from?
Do you know what? I've always loved musicals, and I was brought up by my grandmother, and I do actually say on Strictly Confidential that Gene Kelly is my #1 inspiration, and that's that was down to my gran, actually. My gran introducing me to the musicals and the movies, and I think that's where I got my love for dance.
Fantastic. And Natalie, Australian professional dancer, how did you get to come to the UK?
Well, I performed in 5 series of Strictly, like Dancing with the Stars in Australia, and I held up the glitter ball over there, and I had a conversation with the executive producer, and they said basically, you should move on and challenge yourself elsewhere. Would you like to do USA or UK? And I didn't even have to think twice about it. I just felt like this is where I needed to be and belong. And I sort of got headhunted, really, and came here and auditioned for 6 hours. I was in the country and I flew straight back again. I did a ridiculous trip for 2 or 3 days to get here, and it was very worthwhile in the end.
That's amazing.
So I was supposed to be here in 2008, but I couldn't make it. I was supposed to dance with Mark Foster the year before, but my first year was with Ricky Whittle, who I made the final with. So I think everything happens for a reason.
Is it difficult to work with people that are celebrities but really don't have a great deal of?
It's not. I mean, you put yourself in this position knowing that. And it's a bit of a luck of the draw. Some years you get someone really talented physically, musically, or whatever it be, and then other years you might get someone that just can't hear a beat, and it's okay, because 9 times out of 10 it's about the progression is more rewarding than having someone that can dance from straight away and have that pressure of delivering every week. So
it's a bit easier having somebody that can dance, to be honest, because if you've got somebody who can dance, it's easier. You've got to admit it's easier. Because if somebody picks up a step straight away rather than somebody who takes 10 hours to pick up that step, it's got to be easier. I don't care what anybody says. I know, I've been there. But it's probably more rewarding to get somebody who can't dance to actually dance.
Yeah,
I think that's
suppose.
the thing.
Yeah, watching them progress over that period of time is something special, isn't it? Because you feel like you've achieved something as professionals too.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I mean, there's no pressure on the people that really can't put one foot in front of the other. You just go out there and have no expectations. You just do the best you can physically do within that week and on that night.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get someone that's really, really good, there's a lot of pressure on you. That's very intense. The judges, mark you harder, and you have to keep delivering these really intensive routines.
Is there anyone that I mean, I'm guessing you don't get a great choice in terms of who you get to dance with. That's all. No clue whatsoever.
No.
But if there was, I mean, celebrity or otherwise, is there anyone that you would like to dance with? If you could team up with?
Well, I've been really lucky because all the girls that I've danced with have all been really tall, leggy blondes, mostly. Zoe Ball, Jodie Kidd, Penny Lancaster. I mean, they were kind of made for me, really. So it's difficult to say, really. I think it would be great to do something a little bit different. So I would like to dance with Dawn French or somebody like that. Somebody who's got a bit of a height difference, and you could do a little bit of a comedy show with. I think it would be really good fun.
Well, do you know what? Do you know what, Ian?
What's that?
Would you like that opportunity today?
What?
Now?
To dance with Dawn French?
Well, no. But
Is she in the building?
someone who could height-wise and possibly weight-wise match Dawn French.
No. Really?
Would you like that
Who?
opportunity? That'll be me. What do you reckon? In fact, you see, John Sinclair, BBC Radio Leicester's John Sinclair. Let me see if that microphone works, John.
Yeah, hopefully it
that
does,
one
yes.
works.
Yes.
We're having issues in the studio. Apologies for that. But you're going to be my dance partner, aren't you?
Yeah, well, I was inspired by
challenge.
I must say, I was inspired by Strictly, and I did go ballroom dancing lessons, which were quite hard to find in Leicester, actually. A couple of years ago, did it for about 18 months, and we're doing the waltz, which we learned with my partner, of course, fairly extensively, which is why I recommended it. So that's the dance we've got to do next Tuesday. I only found out yesterday I was doing it with you, actually.
Yeah, exactly. Because
I'm as nervous as you
pressure
now.
then.
Once a month, guys, Natalie and Ian, I do a challenge. I take up a challenge. And when Len Goodman was here for the centenary celebrations for De Montfort Hall, which is where you're performing Strictly Confidential tonight, you're taking part in that, they suggested it and said, why didn't RuPaul learn a waltz? So... Well, I mean, would you guys be up for perhaps teaching me a little bit?
Definitely. We'll give you some pointers. Yeah.
Could we do that in our open centre?
Yeah.
Take the microphones outside.
I think should we do that, and hopefully the ones that work. In the studio with me live on BBC Radio Leicester, Ian Waite and Natalie Lowe, both stars of Strictly, and that are appearing tonight at Leicester's De Montfort Hall in Strictly Confidential, about to give me an equivalent of Dawn French, clearly, height-wise and weight-wise, a dance lesson after this. Live from our open centre, and I'm very excited because I've just had a mini lesson already for my waltz. This is the challenge, of course, that I'm going to be performing live in our open centre next Tuesday afternoon. It is the waltz that I'm supposed to be learning. My dance partner, as of yesterday, is BBC Radio Leicester's John Sinclair. But, You're a great dancer, John. My dance teacher, Colin, brilliant. You can't get any better, though, than two Strictly stars teaching me live.
Giants of the ballroom.
You really are. You giants of the ballroom. Ian Waite and Natalie Lowe. By the way, Natalie, we've had a tweet from Graham who says, can he have your number?
Oh, okay.
You're both going to be performing Strictly Confidential at De Montfort Hall. Yeah. From that, what can we expect?
Tears, laughter, enjoyment, dancing, Costumes are incredible. We've got amazing cast and crew of Lisa Riley and Artem Chimpensky and music. Honestly, it is one of the most incredible and most powerful shows that Strictly has ever brought to life.
We'll talk about costumes and everything else in a little while, Ian. Okay. But, you know, you wanted to dance. You said any celebrity, and you said Dawn French. Well, height-wise, that criteria...
Not far off. I know Dawn. She's not. She's a bit smaller than you.
How tall? Oh, cheers. How tall are you, Ian?
I'm 6'4".
6'4", and I'm 5'2" and a bit.
5 foot. Yeah. There's about a foot between us.
So, I've never danced with someone as tall as yourself, or even...
I'll let you have him for just a few minutes.
Thank you very much indeed.
As long as you give him back.
I promise I will give him back. So, Ian, I mean, it's the waltz I need to learn. It's, supposed to be quite easy, really.
Okay. Do you want me to hold this while you actually dance, then? Okay. Go on, then. Okay, a little further down, okay. Right, so get into hold first. Let's take a look at your hold. First of all.
So this is myself and John Sinclair, right? So this is the hold.
Yes.
So
just hold him slightly lower. That's it, because you don't want to look as though you're strangling him. Very good.
Okay, and hand on his bicep, and then the other. Poses. The pose is
all right. Close your fingers. Close your fingers, that's it. And then you've got the perfect ballroom hold. Just make sure that these fingers around his bicep aren't clinging, because then it can look a little bit like a clamp.
Okay. Holding on for dear life, so we don't want to do that. No. And stand up straight. Straight. Okay. Chin up. Now, the basic steps, Natalie, for the waltz are... The 12 steps. Explain those to me.
Yes, so basically you need to step back on your right, and it's a continual movement. It has to look quite graceful, and you need to just stay flexed in the legs, so you look like you're a scarf floating across the floor. Can you do that?
Me? A scarf floating across the floor? We will try that. I've never done that before. Stop laughing.
Okay, do we get some music?
Well, we could have some music.
Yes.
Have a little bit of music.
Okay,
cute. There, you're breaking that wrist. That's not very pretty.
We've got some music, so... Okay, go ahead. Okay, so you're back on your right foot, and right side close, left side close, right side close, left side close, right side close, left side close, right side close. At some point they're going to turn, yes, and turn before you hit the stairs. Keep going. That wasn't bad.
Did I lose hold? Let's kill that music, and we're going to try this again one more time. Natalie, what was it? First impressions. What do you think? Oh. Oh, she said it all, really.
You did have lovely rhythm. You just turned the wrong way. But we can try this again. I think we should do this again.
All right. I think we should do it again. Maybe could I borrow Ian this time for it? John Sinclair, maybe you would just like to talk us through this.
Okay, because I hadn't learnt the steps anyway, so I was kind of making up as I go along. Could I have the music again, please? Okay, a bit of commentary from here as well.
Yes. Oops, she started on the wrong foot.
She did, didn't she? Yes. It wasn't very clever, that was it?
I'm doing a horse race.
No, they went round in a complete circle. Nothing much happened. Start again. Here we go.
Right side together, left side together, forward right, side together, back left side. Don't look down. No. Keep your head to the left. Don't drop your elbows. Oh dear.
I suppose it's getting the steps and then getting the poise after that, is it?
It's just about enjoying yourself, really, and you look like you're doing that, so I will give you 10 out of 10.
You know, the thing is, you've got 50-50. There's only 2 feet, all right? So just choose the right one, is all I can say. That's the best advice I could give you.
Any chance of Dawn French getting on the programme, do you think?
Well, apparently she can actually dance a little bit, so it'd be lovely to see her on the show. I've always thought that anyway, but... you know, whether she would ever do it, I don't know.
Well,
are you going to have any practice before next? Is it Tuesday?
Yes.
After this show, actually.
Yes, we're practicing straight after the show.
Lovely.
Any top tips for me, Natalie?
Do not look down. Keep your head up and smile.
Okay, head up, smile.
Yeah, and best of luck.
Ian?
Yes.
Be nice.
I think the most important that you've got good rhythm, so the timing's quite good. Just try and keep that contact and that hold in the right place. And yes, keep your chin up, both of them. I'm joking. I meant yours and John's.
It's too late.
No, I meant
too
yours
late.
and John's.
Too late. I'm upset now.
Any tips for me, by the way?
Oh yeah,
No,
tips for
it's
guys.
very good. Just make sure you take control, because if you let the lady lead, that's it. It's curtains. You've got to lead. Yes, it's very important.
Thank you, I think, Ian and Natalie, for joining me on the programme. Look, very quickly, I'm going to let you carry on, but very quickly, you're on tonight, Leicester's de Montfort Hall.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it. We've had amazing crowds and response from everyone, so please come along and see it if you haven't got tickets already.
Wonderful. Thank you both once again for joining me on the programme. Go on then, you carry on. I'm going back into the studio after that insult. Chin, 1, 2 chins from Ian Waite. Cheers. That's all I needed.